This week, WordPress security gets another black mark. Free transit rides for all in San Francisco. Routers are hacked again. NTP is vulnerable. Why buy when you can rent, a botnet that is, backdooring Android, and a popular porn site is the victim of a data breach. All that and more on this edition of Hack Naked News. This is a Security Weekly production.
Brought to you by itpro.tv, an easy, entertaining approach to online IT training. itpro.tv offers 1,000 hours of up-to-date, high-quality video training content. Course topics include certified cloud security professionals, ethical hacking, cryptography, and VMware. You can stream their courses live or on demand to your mobile device, all for one low monthly subscription price, and you can cancel at any time. Visit itpro.tv/hacknaked to upgrade your brain with the most popular IT certifications. Use the code HN30 for a free 7-day trial and get 30% off for life. Black Hills Information Security, the leaders in penetration testing and active defense. Email consulting@blackhillsinfosec.com to request a quote today. LogRhythm's Netmon Freemium delivers real-time network visibility to quickly identify emerging threats in your IT environment. Netmon Freemium is a free commercial-grade network forensics and traffic analytics solution. You can use Netmon Freemium's powerful capabilities to search against all of observed network traffic, identify abnormal traffic patterns and application usage, and quickly analyze full packet captures. Take the first step towards real-time network visibility. Visit logRhythm.com/freemium to learn more and download it today. Has your network been breached? Cybereason can help you answer this question. Cybereason products hunt for threats within your network and eliminate them in real time. To Cybereason, real time means within seconds. Founded by former military hackers who don't play by the rules, they've built this experience into their platform. Harness ingenuity and imagination, not just code, to defeat hackers. Cybereason. Disrupt the adversary and let the hunt begin.
Hi everyone, this is Paul Asadorian reporting live from G-Unit Studios in Rhode Island for November 29th, 2016. Want to remind everyone to check out our listener feedback survey at securityweekly.com/survey. Tell us how we can make your podcasting experience more enjoyable. That's right, securityweekly.com/survey. IT Pro has updated their course library to include CompTIA Security Plus certification, CISSP, CEHV9, and Red Hat Linux, as well as they are now in the Apple App Store. In the news this week, a vulnerability was reported through HackerOne that allowed a remote attacker to compromise the WordPress automatic update server. Yep, that's right. There was a remote code execution vulnerability in WordPress's automatic update server, which, if exploited by an attacker, would allow them to in turn compromise 27% of the WordPress sites on the internet. That's a lot of websites. The vulnerability has been fixed, but does not work to improve people's confidence in the security of WordPress. If the awful handling of plugins for WordPress isn't enough, this is just one more strike against WordPress as a platform. The good news is the vulnerability was fixed within hours of being reported, and there are no reports that the update servers were in fact compromised and used to infect your website. In one line of bash, you can craft and send a packet to an NTP server to cause it to crash. Why would you want to do this? It's often been speculated that attackers would take out the NTP server of an organization in an effort to throw off logging and mask attacks. A patch has been released, and you can configure rules in your NTP server to prevent this attack. This vulnerability affects NTP versions 4.2.7 P22 up to but not including 4.2.8 P9 and 4.3.0 up to but not including 4.3.94. You too can rent the Mirai botnet. I mean, why own when you can rent? Boing Boing has reported that two criminals, Best Buy and Poperet, previously implicated in the mass-scale corporate espionage, are spamming XMPP and Jabber instant messaging protocols with offers to rent out the now 400,000 node botnet of Mirai-infected devices. And the ad promises their botnet is now a significant improvement on the earlier Mirai infections, as it's now equipped with IP address spoofing features that make it harder for the botnet victims to block the incoming traffic. The backstory in this one goes back many years, as several researchers, myself included, have warned the industry that the lack of security on IoT devices could have severe impacts in a very negative way. This warning has gone largely ignored by IoT device manufacturers, consumers, and the federal government, allowing attackers to create botnets for their evil biddings. Just how bad does the problem need to get before we do something to fix it? Only time will tell. A backdoor was found in the firmware of some Android devices. A vulnerability in about 2.8 million Android devices leads to remote code execution due to the improper handling of over-the-air updates. Get this, 2 of the domains contacted by the firmware for the updates were unregistered, meaning during a certain time, anyone could have registered these domains and taken full control of all 2.8 million Android devices. The domains have since been claimed by the firmware manufacturer originating in China, and retailers who sell these devices, mostly low-end Android devices, commonly found at Best Buy and Amazon, have been notified. No word on a fix yet, though it will likely require a firmware update over the air over an unencrypted mechanism through a vulnerable process. Ugh. 380,000 usernames, emails, and passwords of users who registered for an account on the porn site Xhamster are now being traded on the internet. And now, some hilarious facts about this story. The database includes some 40 email addresses belonging to the U.S. Army and 30 related to various U.S., UK, and other countries' government bodies. Tisk, tisk on you. Motherboard, who reported the story, attempted to contact a number of individuals implicated by the breach, but get this, they didn't receive any responses. Go figure. An Xhamster spokesperson told Motherboard in an email, "The passwords of all Xhamster users are properly encrypted, so it is almost impossible to hack them. Thus, all the passwords are safe and the user's data is secured." What data, I don't know, but certainly the passwords were hashed in MD5, which clearly has vulnerabilities that can be exploited. One thing is clear, this type of penetration should not be tolerated. Get it? That was bad, I know. Sorry. Moving on. Office Depot caught claiming out-of-the-box PCs showed symptoms of malware. Office Max and Office Depot, who are the same company, included free antivirus software on their PCs that they were selling, and that antivirus software reported that the brand new PCs had malware, when in fact they did not, as was discovered by IOActive. However, consumers reportedly dished out as much as $180 to remove the malware that never existed in the first place. Deplorable, I say, deplorable. Almost as deplorable as a newly discovered router flaw being hammered by in-the-wild attacks. A vulnerability in the management protocol used by ISPs referred to as TR-064 and TR-069 has been used to compromise potentially millions of devices. The attack uses the TR-064 management protocol to exploit a vulnerability, which then opens the HTTP management port on the router. It then retrieves the Wi-Fi password, which also happens to be the login password to the web interface, for convenience. The code then fixes the vulnerability by closing the TR-064 protocol, which listens on TCP port 7547. This is consistent with vulnerabilities I've researched in the past, including the complete lack of security in these IoT devices. The San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency, or MUNI, was the victim of a ransomware attack on November 25th and November 26th, with system terminals and fare payment machines throughout the MUNI fare payment network displaying the message, "You hacked. All data encrypted." The least they could do was use proper English. In response to the attack, MUNI gates were left open and users were able to ride the transit system for free. Now, there was no direct impact on the actual systems. However, the free access was done as a precautionary measure, despite the fare terminal being attacked. The attackers reportedly demanded 100 bitcoins, or roughly $73,000 as of today. However, there's no confirmation of the ransom being paid. It has been reported by Brian Krebs that a year-old vulnerability in server-side Java, likely JBoss, is reported to be the culprit of the successful ransomware attack. Despite what some believe, patching is important. I'll leave you with those wise words. Thank you for watching Hack Naked News, and we'll see everyone next week. Thanks for listening and watching.